There are a number of microwave weapons in orbit. We call them vercators. These weapons produce a microwave scalar beam. In other words, this is a new type of technology that operates under a very mysterious wave. It's called a scalar wave. And Nikola Tesla actually described these in some of his early experiments 100 years ago. They remain not well understood, but the Air Force knows how to design weapons that can emit a scalar beam. And it's very much, if you want to picture, it's like a laser beam that's about 1/2 inch in diameter. And it produces a perfectly straight line. And it's collimated. So if you take the microwave, the invisible microwaves from your microwave oven, and then focus it into a beam, that's essentially what this is doing. So it doesn't operate at the exact same frequency. That frequency varies. We've measured it repeatedly at around 3920 to 3930 megahertz.
Okay.
And the tracking frequency that they use on the top of your head is around 3600 to 3700 megahertz. So these two frequencies are very high in the spectrum, but we have tried shielding using many different materials. I've constructed many different boxes and measured the signals inside and out. Unfortunately, the scalar beam is very unique because it doesn't operate like a sine wave, like most your radio frequencies, TV frequencies. Microwaves generally are a sine wave.
Yeah.
A scalar wave vibrates in the direction of motion, and that direction of motion is like a very thin silk wire. If you can imagine one that is so fine and so small, it can literally penetrate an atom and never touch anything in the atom. Tesla once said that the scalar waves he was experimenting with could go through the entire Earth and never touch anything.
Wow.
That's how you cannot imagine.
Awesome. Wow.
How fine a simple scalar wave can be. And so it can easily penetrate any type of shielding you put up. The problem that makes it so painful initially when you're targeted, the first few months are what they call the break-in period. And it's designed to soften up the target. Now, this is words that if you go to our gang stalking tab on our website, we actually have the training manual that is used to teach agents and operatives how to gang stalk and harass somebody. And one of the mentions in that training manual is how the first few months they like to terrify, traumatize to the maximum extent possible to neutralize this person and get them to lay down and shut up. And on many people, it's very effective. The microwave beams can be extremely painful. I'm talking about on the ground in a fetal position, screaming in pain. And there's no way to hide from the scalar beam. What it does is it drags like a boat wake. It drags our ionized particles through the atmosphere, and that's what actually causes the pain. The scalar wave goes right through your body, but the particles that it drags along with it, charged particles in the atmosphere, impact your head and will penetrate to certain depths and are extremely painful. So I've got a diagram on the website under the section called Scalar Weapons. But this is what causes so much pain. And if I encourage folks to look at the tab called Microwave Burns. We've got dozens of pictures of people that are burned all over their body. And the pictures are disturbing, I caution you, but these come from satellites and cell towers most of the time. The targeting is extremely precise. They can hit the same location. You'll notice a lot of our burn pictures are of lower legs and feet. For whatever reason, they find that to be particularly sensitive and hurtful. At the same time, many people feel the need to cover up. They don't want to tell anybody they're being burned because then they have to try to explain it. And doctors have already been told, the DSM manual says these people are crazy. Well, when you show them burns on your body, the doctor is baffled. He's like, I've never seen anything like this, but I still think you're crazy. So it's a catch-22. Right? It's a catch-22, but the microwave burns are very real. Some of them happen almost instantly, like in a matter of seconds. We have a person, and I'm not going to use any names, that lives in Arizona that's been burned more than 20 times on her face. And I sympathize with her deeply. Unfortunately, this is This is not an isolated case. We've got dozens of pictures of people that are being burned. It's the most compelling evidence that we have is to show congressmen, and we did this in the summer of 2019. We visited more than 300 offices of congressmen and senators in Washington, D.C. We showed them these pictures. Many of them were shocked and appalled, and we told them the CIA is behind this. The reaction you get from congressmen is just one of, I'm not going to get involved in that. I know better than to mess with the CIA. They're scared. They don't want to help you. The National Academies of Science, very prominent organization. And their scientists have said these people were attacked with microwave weapons, and the microwave weapons are real. So that's huge for us. So just to try to get to a medical doctor and explain you've got burns on your body and it came from a microwave weapon, the doctor's never heard of this. So, of course, their first conclusion is going to send them to a psychiatrist.
Right.
For example, in your microwave oven, that's non-ionizing radiation.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, if you put your hand in front of a microwave emitter at 2450 megahertz, it will definitely burn you, just like it'll burn water or cook food.
Baked potato, sure, yeah.
That's right. So, but it will definitely burn your skin if you put in front of that specific frequency, which is non-ionizing radiation. So ionizing radiation would be like that emitted by X-rays and gamma rays. We've had a number of examples of targeted individuals saying that their burns occurred very rapidly, like within a matter of seconds. Calcium supplements will help with the memory loss and the difficulty concentrating. Water, we found that water is an effective shield against the microwaves. Water absorbs microwaves. So it's not 100% shielding. It's probably something like 50%. Water pillows or Ziploc bags filled with water can help.
Tesla, as early as the 1920s, created globes or bullets of plasma with crossed scalar beams sucking the energy out of the airspace in a cold explosion, causing it to freeze, or sending extreme heat into it to burn as a very powerful laser beam. These powerful beams can also travel right through the Earth and create an earthquake at the antipodes of the Earth, and Tesla also experimented doing this. Multiple scalar wave modes and frequencies can also be blended together into one beam as well. Tesla globes can be manipulated to be small or large in manifold kinds of energy frequencies and directed to a target by two or more faraway scalar transmitters. Many intense frequency small globes can be directed towards multiple incoming targets, like cannonballs causing major explosions. Alternatively, a larger, less intense globe sent can cause the electrics to dud in a plane, helicopter or missile, causing it to malfunction and crash land. This technology has been used many times to crash planes or helicopters by using a portable scalar bazooka carried by a hidden terrorist or soldier. The Vietnamese and Soviets used this technology in the Vietnam War against American aircraft. Many planes crashes with inexplicable causes can be traced to this. Nothing in the air is safe with scalar weapons or anything on the ground, because any building can be penetrated and the inside contents destroyed from either narrow or wide crossed beams. There is nowhere to hide. Scalar beams can be sent by aircraft or satellite, or even from the government UFOs of Russia, Britain, Australia and America. They can be sent from the UFOs the Nazis developed secretly in Germany during WW2, and which were relocated to their underground bases in Antarctica and all over South America before the war ended.